Hello everyone. As you can see on the screen, today's topic is software. Software is a collection of instructions that enable the user to interact with a computer, its hardware, and perform tasks. Without software, most computers would be useless. For example, without your internet browser software, you could not browse internet or you could not surf the internet. Software is generally divided into two types: system software that keeps everything working, and application software that allows a user to accomplish some task. System software. System software is the software that is written in a low level language like assembly or machine language. The main purpose of system software is to manage and control the resources of the system. It takes care of memory management, process management, protection, and security of the system. It also provides the computing environment to the other software like application software. The system software creates an interface between the hardware of the system and the user. It also acts as an interface between application software and hardware. The system software starts running when the system is turned on and manages all the resources of the system, and it runs till the system is turned off. The system software is general purpose software and is essential for the working of the computer. Generally, the end user does not interact with the system software directly. The user interacts with the graphical user interface or GUI created by system software. The best example for the system software is operating system. Now we will focus on features of system software. It is difficult to design. It is written in the low level language, or you can say that it is written in machine language, which is only understood by the machine. It is difficult to manipulate. System software is very close to the system. The execution speed of the system software is very fast. Types of system software. There are five types: operating system, device driver, firmware, programming language translator, and utility software. First, operating system. The operating system is the system which manages the hardware of the computer. The operating system consists of program and data. An operating system also provides us with services so that we can execute the application software. Example of operating system are Linux, Unix, Microsoft Windows, Android. Second classification is device driver. A device driver is a special kind of software program that controls a specific hardware device attached to a computer. Device drivers are essential for a computer to work properly. These programs may be compact, but they provide the all important means for a computer to interact with hardware. These devices driver act as a translator between the application of the user and hardware device. Due to this, it simplifies programming. Firmware software. It is the operational software which is already embedded in flash ROM, EPROM, EEPROM memory chips so that the OS can identify them quickly. The task of the firmware is to directly manage and control all the activities of any single hardware. Firmware will always reside within devices while driver will install within the operating system. Firmware upgrades come from the device manufacturer. They are necessary if the user wants computer hardware to receive new hardware and software support. Firmware will make it possible for devices to work better with old and new operating systems and applications. All the devices are embedded with firmware like network card, router, scanner or monitor. An example of devices which have firmware installed on them. Programming language translator are those who convert the high level language and middle level language into machine language as machine understand only its language means machine language. The high level language is the language through which the user interacts with the computer. Java, C, C++, PHP, Python all are the examples of high level language. Machine language is the code which is understood by the processor only. The average human being cannot be able to understand it. Utility software. It is a kind of system software which acts as an interface between system software and application software. These are those programs which are specially designed for some particular purpose like maintenance of the computer or diagnose any error in the computer. Application software. Application software is commonly defined as any program designed for end users. It uses the capacity of a computer directly for a specific task and are used to manipulate text, graphics and numbers. Following are examples of application software that allow you to do specific work. Microsoft Excel, it is spreadsheet software that you can use for analyzing data. Photoshop, it is a photo editing application software. Skype, it is the online communication app. Application software is also referred to as non-essential software. They are installed and operated on a computer based on the user's requirement. There is plenty of application software that you can use to perform different tasks. Types of application software. According to the need of user, it is categorized into following types: presentation software, spreadsheet software, database software, multimedia software, simulation software, and word processing software. First, presentation software. Presentation program is a program to show the information in the form of slides. We can add text, graphics, video, and images to slides to make them more informative. The software has three components. First, text editor for inputting and formatting text. Second, inserting graphics, text, video, and other multimedia file. Third, slideshow to display the information. Presentation software helps the presenter to present their ideas with ease and visual information easy to understand. Example of presentation software: MS PowerPoint and Apple's Keynote. Second, spreadsheet software. It is used to perform manipulate and calculation. In spreadsheet software, data is stored in intersection row and column. The intersection of row and column is known as a cell. The cell labeled with the row and column label like A1, A2. While entering data into the cell, we can also define the data value like text, date, time, number. It provides many formula and function to perform calculations like arithmetic operations, logical operations, text operation, etc. It provides charts, graphs to display data. For example, Microsoft Excel, Lotus 123 for Windows, and Number for macOS. Database software. Database is a collection of data related to any applications. Today is environment, every application has some database where data regarding users is stored. For this purpose, we used database software. When we operate, the application data is accessed from the database, and after manipulation it gets back stored in the database. Database management system are DBMS software tool used for storing, modifying and searching for information within a database. MySQL, MS Access, Microsoft SQL Server and Oracle is the example of database application software. Multimedia software. It is a combination of text, graphics, audio and multimedia software in the editing of video, audio and text. Multimedia software used in the growth of business, education, information, remote system and entertainment. Then simulation software. Simulation is an imitation of real world and environment. The simulation creates a physical environment of the real world to represent the similar behavior, function and key nature of the selected topic. Simulation is technology for education, engineering, testing, training, video games and for scientific modeling of natural systems to gain insight into their functioning. The simulation used in the area of real world where the real system cannot be accessible or may be dangerous, such as automobiles, robotics, etc. Word processing software. Word processing software is used to manipulate, format the text to create memos, letters, faxes and documents. Processing software is used to format and beautify the text. It provides a list of features such as find and replace feature enables user to scan and replace selected words or phrases in the document. Font. Then font option provides font color, font style, font effect, font size to modify the text. Word art option to modify are animated titles, hyphens, columns and text boxes in documents. Grammar and spelling check option available for checking errors. Many more option is listed here in software. For example, Microsoft Word, Lotus Word Pro, WordPad and Corel Word Perfect. Features of application software: easy to design and more interactive for the user. Slow in speed, generally written in a high level language, easy to understand. It needs more storage space as it is bigger in size. Perform more special tasks like word processing, spreadsheets, email, photo editing, etc. Key differences between system and application software. System software is designed to manage the system resources like memory management, process management, protection and security, etc. And it also provides the platform for the application software to run. On the other hand, the application software is designed to meet the user requirements of performing specific tasks. The system software is written in a low-level language like assembly language. However, application software is written in a high-level language like Java, C++, .NET, etc. Next difference is the system software starts running as the system is powered on and run till the system is powered off. The application software starts when the user starts it and stops when the user stops it. A system software cannot run without the system software. whereas the application software is user specific. They are not required to run a system, they are meant only for the users. Where the system software is general purpose software, the application software is a specific purpose software. The best example of system software is operating system, whereas the examples of application software is Microsoft Office, Photoshop, etc. Operating system, it is system software which acts as an interface between a user of the computer and the computer hardware. The main purpose of an operating system is to provide an environment in which we can execute programs. The main goals of the operating system are: first, to make the computer system convenient to use; second, to make the use of computer hardware in efficient way. Operating system may be viewed as collection of software consisting of procedures for operating the computer and providing an environment for execution of programs. It is an interface between the user and the computer. So an operating system makes everything in the computer to work together smoothly and efficiently. Works or function of operating system. First function, memory management. The operating system manages the primary memory or main memory. Main memory is made up of a large array of bytes of or words where each byte or word is assigned a certain address. Main memory is a fast storage and it can be accessed directly by the CPU. For a program to be executed, it should be first loaded in the main memory. An operating system performs the following activities for memory management. It keeps tracks of primary memory, is that which bytes of memory are used by which user program. The memory addresses that have already been allocated and the memory addresses of the memory that has not yet been used. In multiprogramming, the operating system decides the order in which processes are granted access to memory and for how long. It allocates the memory to a process when the process requests it and deallocates the memory when the process has terminated or is performing an input-output operation. Second, processor management. In a multi-programming environment, the operating system decides the order in which processes have access to the processor. Here processes means applications, and how much processing time each process has. This function of OS is called process scheduling. An operating system performs the following activities for processor management. First, it keeps tracks of the status of processes. The program which performs this task is known as traffic controller. Allocates the CPU that is processor to a process. Deallocates processor when a process is no more required. Device management. An operating system manages device communication via their respective drivers. It performs the following activities for device management. Keep tracks of all devices connected to the system. Designate a program responsible for every device known as input-output controller. Decides which process gets access to a certain device and for how long. Allocate devices in an effective and efficient way. Deallocates devices when they are no longer required. File management. A file system is organized into directories for efficient or easy navigation and usage. These directories may contain other directories and other files. An operating system carries out the following file management activities. It keeps tracks of where information is stored, user access settings, and status of every file, and more. These facilities are collectively known as file system. Security. The operating system uses password protection to protect user data and similar other techniques. It also prevents unauthorized access to programs and user data. Job accounting. Operating system keeps track of time and resources used by various tasks and users. This information can be used to track resource uses for a particular user or group of users. Last, control over system performance. Monitors overall system health to help improve performance, records the response time between service request and service response to have a complete view of the system health. This can help provide performance this can help improve performance by providing important information needed to troubleshoot problems. Types of operating systems. First is batch, second is multi-programming, third multitasking, fourth multiprocessing, and fifth real-time operating system. First we discuss batch operating system. Some computer processes are very lengthy and time consuming. Here processes means application or software. To speed the same process, a job with a similar type of needs are batched together and run as a group. The user of a batch operating system never directly interacts with the computer. In this type of operating system, every user prepares his or her job on an offline device like a punch card and submit it to the computer operator. Next, multi-programming operating system. To overcome the problem of underutilization of CPU and main memory, the multi-programming was introduced. The multi-programming is interleaved execution of multiple jobs by the same computer. In multi-programming system, when one program is waiting for input-output transfer, there is another program ready to utilize the CPU. So it is possible for several jobs to share the time of the CPU. But it is important to note that multi-programming is not defined to be the execution of job at the same instance of time. Rather, it does mean that there are a number of jobs available to the CPU placed in main memory, and a portion of one is executed, then a segment of another, and so on. Multitasking operating system. Multitasking term used in modern computing system. Multitasking is a logical extension of multi-programming system that supports multiple programs to run concurrently. In multitasking, more than one task are executed at the same time. In this technique, the multiple tasks, also known as processes, share common processing resources such as a CPU. In the case of computer with single CPU, only one job can be processed at a time. Multitasking solves the problem by scheduling and deciding which task should be the running task and when a waiting task should get done. This attempt is done with the help of interrupt or signal, which is attended by CPU. By keeping the current activity aside, saves its present status in buffer and returns to another important job whatever task it was doing earlier. The act of reassigning a CPU from one task to another one is known as context switching. The multitasking systems were developed to provide interactive use of computer system. This system uses the CPU scheduling and multi-programming to provide each user with a small portion of a time-shared computer. Thus, multitasking makes the best possible use of available hardware at any given instance of time and improves the overall efficiency of computer system. Multitasking OS characterized by its capability to support the concurrent execution of more than one task. This is achieved by simultaneous management of several processes in the main memory at the same time and by availing input-output resources amongst the active tasks. The multitasking operating system monitors the state of all the tasks and of the system resources. Multiprocessing operating system. It refers to the use of two or more central processing units within a single computer system. These multiple CPUs are in a close communication sharing the computer bus, memory and other peripheral devices. These systems are referred as tightly coupled systems. These type of systems are used when very high speed is required to process a large volume of data. These systems are generally used in environments like satellite control, weather forecasting, etc. Next, real-time operating system. The real-time operating system used for a real-time applications means for those applications where data processing should be done in the fixed and small quantum of time. It is different from general purpose computer where time concept is not considered as much crucial as in real-time operating system. Real-time operating systems are very fast and quick respondent systems. These systems are used in an environment where a large number of events must be accepted and processed in a short time. Real-time processing requires quick transaction and characterized by supplying immediate response. For example, a measurement from a petroleum refinery indicating that temperature is getting too high and might demand for immediate attention to avoid an explosion. In real-time operating system, there is a little swapping of programs between primary and secondary memory. Most of the time, processes remain in primary memory in order to provide quick response. Therefore, memory management in real-time system is less demanding compared to other systems. Next topic is SDLC and its phases. SDLC SDLC or the software development life cycle is a process that produces software with the highest quality and lowest cost in the shortest time possible. SDLC provides a well-structured flow of phases that help an organization to quickly produce high-quality software which is well tested and ready for production use. Most SDLC model Most popular SDLC models are waterfall model, spiral model, and agile model. Phases of SDLC. There are 6 phases. First is requirement gathering and analysis. Second is design. Third is implementation and coding. Fourth is testing. Fifth is deployment at user site. And last, maintenance. First phase of SDLC is requirement gathering and analysis. Business requirements are gathered in this phase. This phase is the main focus of the project managers and stakeholders. Meeting with managers, stakeholders and users are held in order to determine the requirement, like who is going to use the system, how will they use the system, what data should be input into the system, what data should be output by the system. These are general questions that get answered during a requirement gathering phase. After requirement gathering, these requirements are analyzed for their validity, and the possibility of incorporating the requirements in the system to be developed is also studied. Second phase of SDLC is design. In this phase, the system and software design is prepared from the requirement specifications which are studied in the first phase. System design helps in specifying hardware and system requirements and also helps in defining overall system architecture. The system design specification serves as input for the next phase of the model. In this phase, the tester come up with the test strategy where they mention what to test and how to test. Third phase is implementation or coding. On receiving system design documents, the work is divided into modules, units, and actual coding is started. Since in this phase the code is produced, so it is the main focus for the developer. This is the longest phase of the software development life cycle. Next phase is testing. After the code is developed, it is tested again the requirements to make sure that the product is actually solving the needs addressed and gathered during the requirement phase. During this phase, all types of functional testing like unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing are done, as well as non-functional testing are also done. Next phase is deployment at user site. After successfully testing, the product is delivered to the customer for their use. As soon as the product is given to the customers, they will first do the beta testing. If any changes are required or if any bugs are caught, then they will report it to the engineering team. Once those changes are made or the bugs are fixed, then the final deployment will happen. Last phase of SDLC is maintenance. Once when the customer starts using the development system, then the actual problems come up and needs to be resolved from time to time. This process where the care is taken for the developed product is known as maintenance. There are three types of activities done in maintenance. First is bug fixing, second is upgrade, and third is enhancement. In bug testings, bugs are reported because of some scenarios which are not tested at all. Upgrading the applications to the newer version of the software. Last, enhancement, adding some features into the existing software. Thanks.